Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Monday, March 30th, 2015. All right, let's take a peek back at Friday. So, GDP came in, it was in range, but in the lower part of the range. Missed the consensus number. Wasn't very shocking for the market, though, I don't think. And then consumer sentiment actually came in a little bit higher. Not really at the top of the range, but a tad above the sentiment. So now we have today, we have personal income and outlays, pending home sales index, and the Dallas Fed manufacturing survey. And the rest of the week is looking pretty busy, but tapering off towards the week end with a sort of a biggie. I don't know. It used to be a biggie. I don't think it's a biggie anymore. And the employment situation, it's so, I don't know. It's so messed up. It just doesn't matter what this number is anymore because it's not real. I mean, they need to redo how they determine that number, I think, to be fair. All right, let's take a look at what's going on across the ponds, and I think the bulls are back. So Asia is in a huge popping into the green here, and Europe is the same with many over 1%, which is kind of big. So here in the U.S., we're approaching 1%, even before the open here. So that's large. That's looming large. Gold is at 1187, pulled back 1%. Glad I sold that call last week. And oil's at 47.99, dropping back down. I don't know what's going on. I didn't hear anything really shocking about the Mideast, so I'm not sure what's going on there right now, at least at this point this morning. The dollar's at 98, up a tad, and the euro's at $1.08.4. So it's not. It looks like it might be going back to retest that low. The high for the dollar and the low for the euro against the dollar. Didn't do anything on Friday, I don't believe. But I did do, let's take a look at the last couple of weeks. We haven't done this for a couple of weeks. I didn't do this week, well, because I had the surgery last week, and I wasn't real happy about, displaying this and making it real public. It wasn't very pretty. And the biggie here was the Russell. That was the killer. So last week, and I haven't shaded these yet to tell you the truth, but most of these would be shaded as cash index, and none of these would be cash index over here. I think that, at least for last week, they would have worked. They did work better. Although almost all of them went in the money. And that's Netflix, Chipotle, and Amazon. They almost all went in the money while I had them open, and then they came back around and continued their trend eventually. So that was good. So anyway, this is up there for you folks. We have this week ends with a new month, so we'll be tallying the numbers. Once I don't think that there's anything that's going to happen between today and tomorrow, but we'll be tallying the numbers for this weekend, so you'll be able to see the monthly totals there. So right now we're at 620 negative, and that's probably where it's going to end up. All right, let's take a look at our chart here. I wanted to note that we're at release 1872.16, So it was 0.15 last week, so over the weekend 0.16 came out. A dot release, as we used to call it. And that means that probably no enhancements, just a bunch of bug fixes. So I'm hoping, that maybe they did something about my performance problem. Probably not, though. I still have it occasionally. I get it now when I start the thing up, but I did not get it this morning. So what do we got here? What is this thing here? Oh, do not notify volume. All right. Okay. All right. I was just wondering what that was. All right. Let's get going now. What do you say? Oh, I wanted to take a look at this. Notice this resistance level here. I don't know. We might break through it this week because I think we're going to gap up. And remember, I was talking about these sequence of bars here. Big red, big green, big red, green, big red, green, big red, green, big red, green, big green, red. Or is this big red, green? I don't know. Let's find out what happens today. It should be an interesting week. Everything looks like as though the bulls are back. Okay. Now we can get going with the scan for today. Let's move these over here. There we go. All right. So Apple downtrend, looking for a target here. Let's be patient. Amazon, I think we're still in a downtrend here. So let's throw a target up here and just see if it's going to come around and do this, or if it's going to reverse its trend today with the bullish move. This may be an ideal time to get in on Amazon because we still are in an uptrend here. You know what? I'm putting this on the alert. I'm going to reevaluate this here. Okay, so weekly uptrend, although we do have a PPS down arrow here, a PPS down arrow here, but still I think this is probably going to move up at the open here. A little bit, not a whole heck of a lot, but it probably will, a little bit. Why is this only saying 3 days? Is the market closed this week? Do we have a day off? No, I don't see anything that says, oh, wait a minute. Market's closed, banks open. That's right. It's Friday before Easter, more commonly known as Good Friday. So we have a short week this week. That's a good thing to take note of. So that means that any expiration for this week is going to be only 3 days away. The markets will be closed on Friday. And probably would be picking, depending on the momentum and how strong the move is, probably would be picking something for next week if the move is not real strong, just to give it some time. All right, so back to our charts. I'm throwing an alert on Apple. Oops, I don't want to get away from there. Let's go over here. Dang it. I'm having click problems here. Hang on a second. Okay, I just can't be on top of this. See how it highlights? I can't right click on top of that, so I have to find a well, let's just go over here. That's good. All right. I must have forgot how to do it or something. I don't know. Okay, so we have an alert above the high from last week. So Apple is an alertable trade right now. We have a lot of indicators showing that, Amazon, a lot of indicators showing that it might be moving up, might be in an uptrend. Alright, moving right along. Let's work left to right. So, alright, on a weekly, we're in a downtrend. We're in a little mixed here. We don't really know what's going on the daily. PPS down. Yeah, it looks like as though it might be. I don't know. This is way too choppy. I'm staying away from this. Baidu's just way too choppy. I can't tell what's going on there. Alright, left to right, weekly, in a downtrend. Stochastic is down. Everything's looking pretty down. Daily is down, so we're definitely looking bearish there, so we have a target set here. Costco, weekly up, daily up, but possibly changing. We do have a target here. We're almost in an alertable trade here, but I'm definitely going to put it on my notes over here. My setups. Costco. And we're feeling kind of bullish on that, so that would be a bull put. One peek at the Dow. And the Dow's going to have a little bit of a problem getting to a new high. We'll see if it continues this trend here. I'm going to throw a trend line in there and let's just see what happens. So here we have this. So we'll see if we come back up and what happens when it gets up here. And how long it's going to take to get there. I think it's going to make kind of a big move today. Gold, of course, we have. Here's our cost basis, 123.95. I forgot to show you that on the spreadsheet. I do have that on the spreadsheet, and I kind of redid that too. Let me bring that back up for a second here. Okay, here we go. On this gold covered call tab, I changed things around. And let me explain this. It's just the last trade where I did the May 120. So you put in the strike column, you put the strike amount here, you put the amount of credit that you collected, and then this will figure your cost basis. So the cost basis is 123.95, and this column over here will tell you your percent gain if you should happen to get called, which, well, definitely now I do not want to get called. Way back in the past, I did recalculate all these back here also. I was hoping that it would get called out, but gold kept sinking, so it was like, oh, what do you do now? Well, now you try to make up for it. And you can see the last one was at 123. The last strike, and we would have almost broke even. One of the things I haven't put in here yet is the price of the underlying at the time of the trade. So I think I'm going to go back here and look at these dates like 327 and 19, etc., and find out what the price of the underlying is, and I think it'll help you to understand why these numbers are changing the way they are. Because gold's in a pullback. But historically, you can go back and take a look at it and see how, you can hang on to a losing trade and still sell some, at least a losing investment, I guess you might say, and sell calls against it, provided you have at least 100 shares. And, just try to bring the cost of your initial purchase down, because we paid $131.97 for it. It's now down to $123.95. So we've taken almost $10 off of this. Just whittling away here and just being patient. Got nothing else to do, you know. I still have plenty of time. I figure I got 10 or 15 years left yet. So I got time to get this down. Maybe I can get it down to, who knows, maybe $90, and then it moves up to $200, and then I can say, you know, like, happy days are here again or something. I don't know. I just thought you would be interested in using that for covered calls. It's simple and it works. All right, back to this then. All right, so we have a little bit of a pullback, and it's going to be pulling back even more now. Okay, Google, left to right, weekly, looks like we're in a bit of a resistance situation. This is our simulated trade. And now, weekly's in an uptrend. Stochastic down, okay. Stochastic down here. Looks like it's setting up nice for a bull put. So that's what we have our target set for. It's in setup mode, so it goes on our setup list. LinkedIn. Uptrend on the weekly, downtrend, very strong downtrend on the daily. So we're playing the daily just because it's very strong. And we have a target set here for stochastic to move up to give us an indication that it's going to want to continue once it hooks down again. So we're waiting for that to happen on LinkedIn. NDX, well, we all know what's probably going to happen here. Definitely in a very strong uptrend on the weekly. And on the daily, momentary downtrend, as we have kind of a wave here. We have actually lower highs and lower lows. But would I play this week? I think we're still okay. I know it's going to, if I put an alert on this, I know it's going to trigger. I think I will. Yeah. So I'm going to put an alert on this. So NDX. Okay. Netflix has earnings coming up. Pretty early in the season. Where is it? I don't see it here. I don't see it in the next couple weeks, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we just have a new downtrend here, and we have a pause. I'm going to stick with this with a bear call. I'm bearish on Netflix right now, so we need to let that one simmer for a while longer. Priceline. Priceline. I'm still bearish on Priceline, even though on the weekly it's an uptrend. But you can see from their earnings it was a big drive up, and I think it's going to go back and correct and maybe come back down here again. Who knows? So we're waiting for a bear call on that one. Here we have the Russell. Same thing. I'm going to put an alert on it. I'm going to have a lot of alerts triggering this morning. You know, I'm going to be sitting in a dentist chair at that time when the market opens this morning. Isn't that a bummer? Yeah, I have a crown that was put on probably like 25 years ago that broke a couple weeks ago. And then they're talking about, you put a new crown on it. Oh, you know what? Your tooth is split. So we need to repair that before we put the crown on. And it's the last molar on the bottom. And since the crown's been gone, there's nothing There's nothing there, right? I don't have a problem with nothing there. So my other option was to have it pulled, and that's who I'm going to today, is an oral surgeon, and I'm going to tell him to take the thing out. You think I'm going to pay it's going to probably cost like $2,000 to fix this tooth that I don't even need. Oh, man. And I'm 66 years old. I mean, come on, give me a break. All right, so what do we got here? We got one crazy option guru, let me tell you. We're already 20 minutes into this. We're almost done, though. Weekly's new downtrend. Daily's new downtrend. We are going to have a pop today. I'll throw an alert on here. I just want to see what happens during... I guess I'll throw an alert on there. I just want to see what happens today. All right. Last, Tesla. Definitely in a downtrend. We have a target set here. We're down all across the board. Down, down, down. Okay, so I think that's it for today. All right. Everybody have a great day. Thank you very much for watching, and happy trading.